What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Sword Art Online Alicization. Overall, I love this episode. This episode was amazing, great art and animation at the beginning, and I love the second half to explain the Taboo Index, its origins. Like, Alicization is such an interesting lore of the underworld. This arc is definitely... I can definitely see this arc turning into my favorite arc of SCA just because I am definitely so intrigued with just this overall lore of this world. It reminds me a lot of Attack on Titan, and when I was actually watching the episode, while I was watching this week's episode, when I was watching the episode, they were like explaining everything, how the Taboo Index came about, how the animator or the admin, whatever, the girl, admin. She the whole scene where she pretty much Alicization creating its own, or the people of the underworld creating the world to what it is when Kirito comes in there. It reminded me a lot of what possibly Attack on Titan could do when they do go on and explain what happened with the Titans and everything. I was thinking this could so work in Attack on Titan. And I think maybe something like that does happen in Attack on Titan whenever that gets explained. When we finally learn what's inside that damn basement in season 4. Later, in what was it, spring season 4 is there in Attack on Titan's Canary? Whatever the case may be, I can't wait to see it. But yeah, I was just thinking about man, I remember this reminds me a lot of Attack on Titan. Anyway, so enough jibber jabber. Let us begin with this. Also, guys, just finished up Jessica Jones season 2. Love that show. That was so damn. If you're a fan of Marvel Netflix series and you haven't seen season 2 yet, definitely go ahead and watch it. It's fucking awesome. I already got my review for it finished and recorded. I just need to edit and everything. I just need to do the thumbnail. So, yeah, enough of that. Let's get into this week's episode. So we start this episode off. We got Kirito and Yujo meeting up with Elguri. Elguri is the night we met last, at the end of last, which I swear, the first time I saw that, I thought it was a Humber, but thankfully it's not Humber. So Elguri is like, yo, hey, let us begin our duel then. And Kirito's like, alright, man, I'm gonna fight him first. You wait for my signal. And yet, we don't know what the signal is, but I guess Yujo fights it. Figure out what it is. But anyway, so he's like, alright. He's like, hey, y'all done? He's like, y'all done discussing? He's like, come on, let's go. So Kirito uses his chain as his weapon because I doubt Kirito is that skilled at hand-to-hand combat using his fist up close and personal, my brothers. So he just unwraps off of his arm and just kind of has to dangle it over there. Like I said, Kirito is going to his inner Ghost Rider using this chain. And he's like, oh, you're using a chain? Well, allow me to use the sword. He's like, this dude's like a predator. From the Predator movie, because predators, they usually, when they hunt down their prey, they upgrade or enhance their weaponry to match their prey, so it's an equal playing field. If I remember correctly, in the first Predator movie, the Predator just took off all his gear. He was just pretty much using I think he was just using his arm blade thing, and I think the little cannon he has on the shoulders. I think that was about it. Everything else he was just man was pretty much unarmed. He was fighting against all Schwarzenegger at the end of the movie, if my memory serves me correct. No, I think it was just hand to hand. I think it was just got revolver weapons. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen the first Predator movie. Anyway, so it's like that where he uses the vampire killer, the whip. You guys kind of low-key looks a little similar to the vampire killer. Anyway, enough cosplay references. So he's like, all right, man. Oh, sweet. Just use your whip. I can take this guy. I didn't even know how the distance. And then he's like, then he flicks it, or whips it, or whatever you want to call it. He throws it at Kirito. He's like, oh yeah, I can take this. And then does some spell. Does he system goal, holy art. I forget exactly what he said. But the whip itself actually extends out like Kirito's sword does. And it's like, oh shit. And he puts out his chain, uses it I guess you could say a makeshift shield. Yeah, he manages to block the attack, but took a decent chunk out of the chain. And usually he's like, holy shit, dude, that was a level 38. He's like, yeah, man, I'm taking care of his first. You got to find an opening, man. I'll face him first. You find the opening. He's like, okay. So then Kirito goes charging at him. Comes charging at him. Dude's throwing the whip around. Kirito manages to dodge a couple of them. Comes at him, and then Yujo comes out of nowhere. It's he tries to hit it with his chain, but then the dude just whips him. Well, actually, right before that, he actually whips Kirito right in the stomach, right in his midsection. And when we see the dude, my God, this dude has a huge gash in the middle of his chest. or like in his midsection. Like there's like this huge one where you can see where the whip hit him horizontally. Like the man Loki looks like a slave on the plantation over here with that moon he got. I was like, damn, get it, oh. that looks rough. So okay, so Yurjo's just chilling, swimming around in the pond over there. Kirito gets back up, charges at Elgarine. He manages, and this is where actually like takes where the whip, where just like another skill, and the whip goes into two. It's like two whips in one. But like they're still connected by one, but they just got split off. So Kirito dodges it. Kirito throws his chain at him. The dude catches it. We actually see his hands actually bleed a little bit. And he's like, oh well, I didn't think you were going to inflict a wound like that on me. And so Kirito takes the opportunity to grab his whip, wrap it around his arms a couple times, and we kind of have like a little bit of a tug of war going on between these two. Is like, who's going to win the battle? So as they're battling for supremacy on who can pull which other weapons off, they're like hey, maybe I'll take back what I said about underestimating you, dude. Your style looks familiar to me for some reason. Like, yeah, maybe you have faced someone with the Stolka style. I think he said Stolka. I think that's actually his senpai style. I think that was actually. He's like, maybe seen that style before. He's like, I could have not. I was summoned by the gods. I was summoned by the church a month ago as a knight. So why would I know about Peskar? But, keep that in mind for what happens a little bit later. So then Yujo comes out of the water, comes charging at him, swings his chain at him. Or actually, Kirito breaks off right after, Kirito, breaks off the chain. Then Yujo comes in there, throws his whip at him, swings his chain at him. Then then he unlocks his secret skill. It was remove memories or remove cognitive. I forget exactly what he said, but anyway, the whip turns into a legit snake. It legit turns into a snake. So it grabs the whip, and then it grabs his Yujo's chains, sends him in the air for a bit, and then throws him right back down to the ground. He's like, I got you, now surrender, yada yada yada. And then it hits Yujo where because he said earlier in the episode that Elgarine, the name and how he looked familiar, and he remembered it from the North Empire unification tournament thing that was actually in the chapter that ended up getting cut from the anime. I know that from Chibi's review when he talked about that in the episode. But yeah, that whole tournament we kind of saw little bits and pieces of a few episodes a while ago. I'm sure that's what the tournament he's referring to. So it was there. It's like, yeah, your name is Elgarine Woodsburg, if I remember correctly. It's like, no, Nani? What? What do you mean? That's not my name. That's not my name. And then he's like, no, it's not my name. And then this triangle. He's like, yes, your name is Elgarine Woodsburg. You were a representative for the North Empire in the unification tournament. It's like, no. And so then this purple the purple outline of a triangle comes out of his head, and little triangular 3D what are the 3D versions of triangles called? Prisms or whatever. But anyway, this little triangle thing. It kind of reminded me of the key that Superman has for his kryptonite from his Krypton pod that was in Man of Steel, and you also see this in the Krypton TV series. That whole little thing he had, that key he had that was for the Fortress of Solitude, and also his pod from Man of Steel. It kind of had that kind of similar look to it. It kind of reminded me of that. And so the thing's kind of just sticking out. And the kid's like, hey man, more memories please. He needs more memories. He's like, oh right. Your mother's name was Algary. Yeah, your mother's name was Algary. He's like, Algary. And we get a flash of I'm assuming his mother. And he starts crying. And he's like, Mother. And then he's like, yes, remember who you are. And so but then right before Kirito starts going, first of all, why doesn't Kirito just grab the damn thing and just pull it out? First of all, I would do that because that thing looks important, and that's probably the reason why he's had memory loss. So this part just confirms that yes, indeed, the church is indeed tampering, removing, or altering memories of the knights, which is probably why Alice doesn't remember Yujo or Kirito, and why this guy doesn't remember his own fucking mother. So, And so then then Kirito gets to take an arrow to the foot. I was like, oh, so he took an arrow to the foot, arrow to the foot, arrow to the foot. Beverly Hills Cat, she's taking an arrow to the knee. And then we see like this dude on a dragon rocking some badass red armor. But he says like, "Hi, how dare you defy the church and you and what's the word I'm looking for? Entice, I guess he can say, entice a knight to fall from grace. I will kill you with my arrows." And then he just starts throwing arrows left and right all over the place, trying to kill Kirito and Yujo. So they're running away. Then Kirito's like, ah, shit, it's a fork in the road, because it's like a little crossroads with two paths. He's like, fuck, which way do I go? So then like a piece of his hair starts pointing right. He's like, and then he hears a voice that says, right. So our boy runs to the right. It's like, Yujo, right. So they're sprinting. Then they're like, shit, it's a dead end. Fuck, what do we do? And so this door opens out of nowhere, and they're like, here, go out there. So they both do suicide dives into the door. Then they're both plummeting to the floor because they were jumping off where the stairs are. So Kirito lands right on his face, while Yujo lands gracefully, doing almost like a pseudo superhero landing. I love that Yujo over there has a graceful entrance and lands on his feet, while Kirito's the one that lands on his face, because that's usually the opposite of Kirito. We know Kirito, so I like that little touch that A1 or Reki Kawahara put in there, like, hey, let's have Kirito land on his fucking face. Fuck it, let's do it. Nice little touch there. I like that. So they're met by this girl that looks like she's like legit like 12. So yes, I can already imagine the lolly hentai that's going to come from her. Yo, go wild, internet. I'm not gonna stop you. It's the internet after all. Ain't nothing taboo on the internet. Everything is fair game to y'all. I don't know, whatever. So she introduced herself as Cardinal, and usually, hey, do you live here? He's like, nah, man, nah, of course I don't live here. And so she introduced that she's actually, she's like, okay, we were caught with this door, we can't use it. So she has the door disappear, and Kirito's like, hey, are we in the cathedral? The central cathedral? And he's like, you can say you're in there, you can also say you're not in there. In a traditional sense, yes, you are inside the this is indeed inside the cathedral, but no one can come in there without my invite. So then she opens the door, does like a little spell, and then they are both greeted by this blinding white light, where it leads into a grand library. They're like, oh, ooh, ah, fascinating. And so she introduces herself at Cathedral, which she says actually she used to be the leader of the world, but now she's the sole librarian to all these books. And so Yuja starts sneezing. He's like, oh, hey man, you good? He's like, yeah, man, I'm just, it's nothing. And so the Cathedral notices that the man is like dripping wet a little bit from, he came out of that pond a little bit earlier. Like, hey man, the bathroom's over there, go bathe, take care of your business. And then Yuja was like, Miss Cathedral, well, like, the dude, I don't even know what the dude was actually trying to ask her, but I guess she managed to read him. It was like, up the stairs is the history gallery, and I'll also bring you something to eat once you're done bathing, so. And he's like, he lights up like a little kid, and he just runs to the bathroom. So I guess he just wanted to study up on history. I guess Yujo was a fan of history. And nothing wrong with that. I'm actually, when it comes, like, honestly, history is probably like one of my best subjects in school. I usually take history. It's not too taxing, it's usually easy for me to remember dates and shit for like tests and shit. So, I'm a fan of history. So Yuzu goes to the bathroom, and then we kind of learn who Cathedral really is, and this is when the episode gets really damn good. So she says, okay, although the records are here, unfortunately, all these are fabricated by the pontifex, I believe so you say it, of the church, because there are no gods in this universe, no nothing. This is all bullshit. So then Kirito's like, wait. He's like, at first he starts like, wait, what? Nani? He's like, yeah, this is just all propaganda for the church to cement their rule. And so, while the gods have like these super accounts that are only used in emergencies, which we have seen, like people calling upon the gods for their spells and shit. Because of this, and so they're super account, but no human in the outside world has ever accessed these. And this is when character hits like, oh, so you're not from here, you're not a resident, you're the cardinal system, and an autonomous program created by the supervisors of Wraith. It's like, oh. you know your stuff. Well, I work for them anyway. He didn't actually say that, but you know me. So he's like, yeah, okay, so the underworld was created by Raid, yes, and then she's like, okay, but you're also not president of the underworld, are you, Keito? He's like, nope, not at all. All right. And he's like, you know, I know you guys created a program for this, and she also asked him, like, you know, hey, have you met my counterparts in the outside world? He's like, yeah. He also says that, I never thought that the Cardinal system actually had an anthropomorphic AI built in. He's like, yeah. And so they end over heading over to the table. You know, they're like, you know, before we begin our discussion, I just drop everything on you about what's happening with the Taboo Index and everything. Let us first eat. And so she has like, there was like some sandwiches, I think a couple dumplings. I think those were dumplings. And they're like, ooh. So, you know, I'm imbued them with spells, so, you know, those wounds should heal up pretty quickly. He's like, oh, hey, thanks. And so he's like, oh, no wonder you're the supervisor. He's like, no, I'm not the supervisor. I can only manipulate stuff in the library. And he's like, oh, so could you make contact with the outside world? And she's like, fool! She doesn't say fool like Excalibur from Solar. My God, I love Excalibur from Solar. But I was just like, she says idiot, but I was like, nah, you should have said fool! I love it whenever time Excalibur said fool! That always brought a smile to my face when he said fool! I love that shit. And it's like, no, I can't. If I could do that, I wouldn't be in this dusty ass place over here with nothing to do but read these books. So alright. It's like, and so she also summons up some tea, and she takes a quick sip of it. And it's like, alright. So you know when I told you a moment ago that the gods don't exist in this universe, right? He's like, yeah. But yeah, so when the world was created 450 years ago, this world did something similar to God. Which was, of course, the original 4, which we know a few weeks back was just playing with, like, you know, Underworld first created, they put 4 people in there to, like, start it up, yada, 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 yada. And so she repeats that, saying, like, you know, the original 4 was there, rose 8 kids in total, you know, taught them how to read, write, learn how to crop, you know, plant, grow, harvest, you know, grow livestock, all that shit, just like, you know, everything a farmer needs to know. And so from there, you know, they had their like own little thing, and then from there, after they eventually logged up decades later, there was the first ever planned marriage between 2 royal families happened, and from there they had a baby girl by the name of Queenella. I swear to God, that probably has something to do with that. I swear that has to be like a Cinderella reference or something. Queenella, Cinderella, a little too similar for a coincidence, if you ask me. Anyway. So, you know, her father told her, you know, your calling is the sacred arts. Learn them, master them, yada yada. She said, oh, okay, Daddy. Okay, alright. Okay, so how these sacred arts work? Okay, this word means this, this word means that. Okay, we're good. And then from there, she starts, then we see like this, so she's like, you know, all the kids are playing, you know, she's hiding like a bush, behind like some bushes by a tree. We see this cute little fox that reminds me of that Pokemon that was a starter in one of the later games. I think it was X and Y, I think that Pokemon was, because it kind of had a similar design with the big ears and everything. It had like a fox design. I think it was X and Y. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was either X or Y. It was either X and Y, or it was Sun and Moon. Correct me which one it was, if I'm wrong, if it was X and Y. It was one of those two, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, it's one of the 3DS ones. So anyway, so, you know, so then she's like, you know, and her level was like, I want to say it was like 3 or 5. No, I think it was like 5. Maybe it was like 3. I forget the exact number. And she's like, you know, system called thermal elimination, whatever. And like, arrow, straightforward, dischargeable, and the Earth just starts to kill the fox. I'm like, why are you what's that little cute little fox do to you, bitch? Why are you over there, hun? And then we see just a sea of corpses, just seeing a bunch of dead foxes. One was on a tree. I'm like, what is wrong with you, woman? What these cute little creatures do to you? And so we see her like her XP, like legit, her like a magic meter or her like authority in the, like, you know, the sacred arts keeps going up and up, and she's like leveling up essentially, like it's a fucking RPG like Final Fantasy or something. She's like leveling up now, and she's like, now it's like at level 15. And from there, she almost became like the new god. Like she became, like, to the people, she became Jesus. So And so, like, she, like, this one dude has, like, his injured legs, and then, like, her mom, I think it was not his mom, his wife, his girlfriend said, like, yo, please fix his legs. And he's like, system call, yada, 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 like, fix his legs. She, like, drops his liquid on him, his leg, he's standing again, everyone kneels before her, bows down to her, like, she is a child from God, we must all kneel. Yes, you are Jesus, you are Jesus. And then from there, she, like, time passed. She ended up, like, like the city didn't start getting built. She was on top of like this little, like, it says building. She's looking down on the people, literally, like she's literally looking down on them because she's up high. It's like, okay, I need to make sure nobody can ever really could ever really try to overthrow me or match my level in magic or in the sacred arts. So I'm going to have written laws made to make sure that doesn't happen. Make sure no one can surpass my level. So she banned hunting and banned murder, not because of ethics or anything. It was just like, just make sure nobody gets near my level. I don't want people taking on my level. So from there. And then from there we see, like, she, like, then, like, one of her servers, like, this is the Holy Bible, reprinted, distributed to all families. It is called the Taboo, and make sure the people read the Bible, because they need Jesus. I had to throw that. I had to throw that in there. And so she's like, here's the Taboo Index, reproduce it, distribute it, make sure everyone has it, and they live by this shit. I want them preaching this on church Sunday. I want them on top of their soapboxes preaching this. So it's like, okay, yes, ma'am. And then we see her again. The woman looks like she's like in her 60s, late 60s, maybe early 70s. The bitch looks old as hell. And then from there we see her, like, struggling to climb up the stairs. And she was starting to get old, really starting to get old. She was probably, and then we see her again when she's like, looks like she's like in her 90s. She's coughing up blood. She's like, system call, read list, system call, open list, system call, engage. I forget what was it, like. I think it was like expand list, or it was like I forget the exact word she used, but she managed to get the list to, I think it was like exchange or examine list. I forget the exact word she used, and then she manages to unlock the system. And then from there, we head back over to Cardinal. She's talking about, like, this is like kind of like the origin, like, this is pretty much like, the and that she managed to open the list. She shows Kirito the whole list. I'm surprised Kirito didn't immediately start writing, like, okay, I need that spell, I need that spell, I need that spell, I need that spell. Oh, that's a damn good spell. Let me write that one down. Okay, that spell. Okay, I'm good. Alright, continue with your story. Like Kirito just doesn't, like, or maybe he has a photograph memory and he's like literally memorizing, because I would start memorizing that list. Okay, I need that spell, I need that spell, I need that spell. I would start writing these down just to make sure I didn't forget them. Anyway, so and so then she's like, okay. So then we see come back to her. She's like, this is when she managed to, like, figure out a spell. It was like some long-winded, like probably like some voodoo, dark magic type shit to regain her youth. So she looked like she was like about like in her late teens to like 18, 19. I guess maybe you could say 20. She was like when she was like very young, very young. So, and then, you think, okay, she must be satisfied by now. She's good. She regained her youth. She has halted her aging. She ain't dying again. She has practically become immortal at this point. So he's like, nah, I hate the cardinal system. I'm offended by its existence, so I'm going to try and get rid of it. So she tries to do another law. So she tries to do a long-winded... I think this is when she used a long-winded spell to try to get rid of the cardinal system. Because she just wanted to steal its power to make sure, because she didn't like it. She was offended by its mere existence because, to her, I guess it's like impeding on her territory or something. So she does this long-winded spell trying to steal its authority so that she can become like this all-powerful god. Just, she has all the power in the world. She ended up, kind of like half succeeding, where instead of her actually just straight up destroying it or just, absorbing it and making it her own, she ends up fusing her Flucklight, ends up infusing her soul, within the cardinal system, so that way it's an uneditable, behavioral trait, I think it was. So that now the thing's pretty much a part of her. So she rests, so she was asleep for a whole day, woke back up, and that's when she was like, now this part, she's not human anymore in any sense of the word. This is when she was like, I am the admiral. I am the admin, admissioner, the admin. She's like the administrator. That's the word I was looking for. Administrator of this world. Because like right now, all she cares about is ruling over this land and keeping it her own, keeping over the human realm, as if this is like Lord of the Rings or something. So, and that's essentially where the episode ends, with her saying I am the administrator. Okay, so overall, love this week's episode. This was a really good. I really dug the ending where we were talking about the cardinal system and just the origins of the Taboo Index. Really interesting shit. I love it. So this arc is really damn good. I cannot wait to see more of it. Now from here, guys, Sword Art Online Alicization is actually going to be going on a 2-week break. So. Shows usually long running shows like this usually go into usually every series. Hiroaka usually does this, which we have now since got announced for season 4. And I will be doing a reacting to the PV. I'll probably end up recording that tomorrow, so expect that as well as the new Gotham trailer, because the new trailer came out for Gotham season 5, and I'm so excited because you guys know how much I love Gotham. It's my favorite, that's probably my favorite superhero TV series of all time. I love Gotham. It's so good. I cannot wait to see. I'm kind of sad that it's ending now, but God, I can't wait to see Gotham. I'm so hyped to see the final season of Gotham. I know it's going to be amazing. Anyway, so it's going to be going on a 2-week break. Usually does this. We're also getting a new OP, most likely with a new ED as well. So, I'm kind of sad seeing Lisa, leaving SEO again, because she honestly has probably has her OP. The songs that A1 has picked for the OPs or SEO for her songs, Crossing Fields and this one are probably my top 2 favorites. I love Lisa. She's definitely one of my favorite Japanese singers I've listened, or Japanese performers often I've listened to. Like her, Asian Kung Fu Generations, those are my top 2. I love those guys. They're amazing. I love their music. So, it's kind of sad seeing her leave, but, hopefully that, since this is 40 episodes long, maybe we might see her make her return later on, but maybe around the ending they might bring her back, which I hope so, because I love this. I love Lisa. I love her music. So anyway, overall I give this week's episode a 9.5. Let's give it a 9.5 out of 10. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you feel like it. Links down in the description box below. As always, if you come back for more, see you guys next time. Now, if you guys will excuse me, I am going to check out Searching. My dad just picked this up from the Redbox. I'm super excited to see this movie. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I can't wait to see it. So yeah, see you guys next time.